Has a special place in my heart. I love, love, love Harambe. I still know all my neighbors. I still talk to those neighbors.
There's a lot of different people in that neighborhood. There's, young teens renting out like really cheap places, and then there's also adults who have like single family homes, and then there's like older people who've lived there for ages.
Artists, performers, professionals, activists. I really love this neighborhood, the River West and Harambe neighborhood. I think it has a lot to offer. A market like this could definitely bring the neighborhoods together more so than ever before.
I think the best part would be uniting both neighborhoods, to see something grow, something of their own, something that they could say, hey, we saw this growing.
This could be a catalyst for some of that, because markets generally have some trickle effect as well, because you're talking farmers, you're talking agriculture, you're talking crafts, and you're talking about migration. People come from all over to go to good markets. And this could be a great possibility to springboard some of that growth and neighborhood development that is so needed in Milwaukee.
You would meet people that maybe only live 3 blocks from you, but they're across that Holton Street divide.
I moved, I think, 3 different places in River West. I never wanted to move on the other side of Holton.
It's definitely kind of an outside looking in view.
When I got to the other side, I was like, oh, it's just my people here. Like, it's not as bad as we make it out to be.
There's a lot of similarities between the 2 neighborhoods, and there's a lot of cohesion, but there's also a lot of divide.
Growing up on Holton, I look at River West in a way of kind of like envy, because there is so much more going on there. There's so many more people building community than there are in Harambe.
Because of the negative stigma that the other side of Holton has, it needs the light. It needs something to attract so people won't think about it in such a negative way.
When you look at the typical data that is pulled for neighborhoods, it's income, housing, education level, but data never tells the whole story.
All of the community researchers all have this light about them, and they all have different experiences.
I've been living in the area since I was about 4 years old.
I am from Honduras. I lived in the Harambe area about 10 years. And now I live in the River West.
Right on the outskirts of River West for 19 years. All of my family who came from Mexico lives in the neighborhood.
I am a product of the Harambe area. I lived here really the majority of my life.
A lot of people don't know, but I was a gang member. I got in touch with some of my cousins, and he took me to this youth center. So that taught me a lot about the people in the area and the needs of the community. Besides what we see, a lot of people who look fine on the outside need a lot of help.
How could your market become that where it's attractive for young people and it doesn't price out the community?
I try to eat healthy because I'm a type 1 diabetic, lactose intolerant with high blood pressure. So I know there are a lot of us out there that would like to eat, healthier, but a lot of times it's too expensive to eat healthy. That's why a lot of people don't. You really can't afford to.
When you talk about health and neighborhoods, I think it goes much beyond physical health. You're talking about wellness, you're talking about people feeling comfortable in their neighborhood.
The way this project is going is we're taking the initiative to go to spaces that acquire not just young people or not just people who we think would attend a market right away.
The hurdles for me are trying to explain to people what the process is.
You have to tell the people, you have to educate the people about what you're doing and why you're doing it. Why are you making it affordable? So how do you let them know that this thing here is for them? There's a certain segment, they feel like none of this is for us. They don't even go downtown. You can't even go downtown. You can't go to Shorewood. You can't drive through Whitefish Bay. You can't drive through Brown, and then what you in? A box. You're in a little bitty box. That's serious.
From being a resident researcher and doing the surveys and getting the input from neighbors, from residents, what I do know is that people are asking and looking for something like this.
A lot of the people I surveyed, they wanted to help the youth, so they were all for having a place for the youth to be that's safe and like teaches them good things and values, but they also were too intimidated by the thought of being around that many young people to actually want to be a part of it.
It made a lot more sense to reach out to people who weren't in that style of living where, they go to the co-ops, they have, unity signs in their lawn.
There are a lot of people who show that they want this to happen, they just don't know how.
A few of the hurdles are, I really don't know the correct avenues as far as trying to get my product in the stores.
A lot of smaller businesses, they can't afford these street festivals, vendor fees.
It's like, do you have the license? I have all the licenses, I have all that. I don't know exactly what package I need to take to them.
A really important aspect of this market could be providing opportunities.
Their experience getting food is kind of like, well, there's a lot of corner stores, a lot of liquor stores, there's less places to get like real food. You have to kind of cross over into River West to find those places that are really going to be able to feed you and feed your families.
And whether you want to get good food or you want to, maybe hear some good spoken word, these are the kind of things that neighbors and residents and people find to be essential.
I just feel like it's a fantastic opportunity for us to really think about what we need to bring our community together. What would it look like for everyone? And just create it as big as we can, submit it to some folks who are willing to fund it if they, believe in our dream as much as we do. We always say we want change, but when we have opportunities, we don't always take them, and it's usually because we don't think they're gonna work out, or because we're afraid, or for whatever reason.
We already have so many things. We have the resources, we have the talent, we have the skills.
The real essence of neighborhoods is in the narratives, talking to the residents and finding out how they interact with each other and what they're doing at their block level and at their neighborhood level.
The most important thing a market could do for this community would be unity. It's bringing people together. I'd rather buy something from my neighbor than someone I've never seen before.
What if we really could do that? And what if people really could share everything that they know and share their experiences and knowledge, and we could build community, get jobs from this, and keep the revenue in the neighborhood, and there wouldn't be this huge divide between the neighborhoods. Like, that vision is so good.